They say if you want people to listen, whisper, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. Much to the chagrin of the mayor and all the people who worked on this fine event, I decided to get sick last night, so please bear with me. Fortunately, you don't have to listen to me very long. Good evening, and thank you for being here for our 2017 State of the City address for the City of Reno. I'm Acting City Manager Bill Thomas. To the Reno City Council, City of Reno staff, distinguished guests, and proud citizens of Reno, we thank you for joining us this evening. Now, if everyone would please rise, we'd like to present the colors by a joint color guard of the Nevada National Guard, Reno Fire Department, and the Reno Police Department. Then the national anthem will be performed by the Reno High School Choir.
Forward, march.
Thank you. What a wonderful way to kick off this State of the City event. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to participate in tonight's event by using hashtag SOTCReno on social media. Tonight, we'll hear from our mayor, Hillary Schieve, who will enlighten us on how we are all working together to lift Reno up. Since taking office as mayor in 2014, you may have heard her refer to this positive energy of Reno as the Reno Revival. You will hear specifically about our accomplishments over the past year and some of the major opportunities we can capitalize on moving forward. And we'll hear some ideas about what our great city might look like in the future. Before we bring the mayor up to the stage, we're going to hear from our gracious hosts. It's my pleasure to introduce at this time Mayor Mora, President and CEO of the Reno Tahoe Airport Authority.
Good evening, and on behalf of our Board of Trustees, Atlantic Aviation, and the entire airport family, welcome to Reno Tahoe International Airport. Thank you. Tonight we are hosting the State of the City in this beautiful Atlantic Aviation facility here at Reno Tahoe International. And like many of the businesses we will celebrate tonight, Atlantic believes in Reno. They have made a $16 million investment in this incredible business in the past 3 years. Atlantic is the landing point for the Fortune 500, political candidates, entertainment stars, and smart business people who use general aviation to save time and money as they travel. General aviation is everything from single-engine aircraft to sleek, fast business jets. And when you think of our airport, you probably think of our terminal and the 8 airlines that serve our community. But general aviation, the type of flying that takes place on this side of the airport, is vital to the airport industry and the aviation industry. Every pilot from Top Gun to NASA astronauts and even Southwest Airlines pilots, they begin their career by flying a general aviation aircraft. I want to thank Atlantic and their incredible team here in Reno for their hospitality tonight and for the amazing service they provide our community. And speaking of service, the Reno Tahoe Airport Authority team has been adding air service to destinations all across the country. In the past 18 months, we have added new flights to New York, Long Beach, Orange County, Oakland, Atlanta, San Jose, and Dallas Love Field. We did not do this alone. There has been a community-wide effort combining business, tourism, and public entities into a team that worked together to attract and support air service. At the same time, we strengthened our internal airport team by creating a work culture that thrives. We celebrate our employees and reward teamwork, honesty, respect, integrity, versatility, and excellence. We had to make our own team stronger in order to help lift up our community. And we had a powerful ally to help with that effort. On behalf of our airport board, I would like to thank Mayor Hillary Schieve for joining our efforts to lift Reno Up. She is a member of the airport's Community Outreach Committee. She has met with airline executives when they come to Reno, and she has joined our welcome celebration for new flights. And tonight, she has shined a spotlight on our airport in front of more than 600 people. Before we begin the State of the City, let's take a quick look at how our mayor and our community are helping us to attract new flights. We show this video to airlines from around the world to promote bringing new air service to Reno Tahoe. Take a look at how the mayor uses her nonstop energy to ground the negative images of our past while giving lift to our future.
Hi, I'm Mayor Hillary Schieve. There's never been a more exciting time to live in Reno. Companies like Tesla, Switch, and Amazon are all building and investing right here in northern Nevada. I'm also proud to tell you about some of the great press we've received recently from Bloomberg Business, the Wall Street Journal, the Huffington Post. They're all talking about us. There's never been a better time to live right here in the biggest little city.
The Reno Tahoe International Airport is proud to be the gateway to the spectacular and growing Reno Sparks and Lake Tahoe region. We offer nonstop service to 23 destinations, have 8 airlines, and our catchment area of 1.3 million people extends through Nevada to Northern California. Our skiing, gaming, and business community have joined together in a consortium to support existing airline service as well as new airline service. We look forward to the opportunity to work with your airline to enhance air service in this beautiful community we call home.
It's an exciting time in Reno as our local food movement is flourishing with an explosion of all new award-winning craft breweries. The Truckee River flows right through the heart of downtown, creating a unique gathering place for tourists and locals to enjoy the unique beauty of our destination. High-quality resorts and world-class spas put Reno Tahoe on the map for a relaxing vacation destination. Our lineup of special events like the National Championship Air Races keep Reno Tahoe on the short list for travel destinations.
Greetings from a very snowy Squaw Valley and Alpine Meadows. As you know, the Reno Tahoe International Airport is a gateway to the Sierra Nevada mountains and Lake Tahoe, one of the crown jewels of North America. This whole area on a year-round basis is nothing short of spectacular. From the lake and all its scenic beauty, the recreational activities around same, there's so much to do and there's so much going on in this region.
There's a lot going on in Reno, and it's a comeback story we don't want to keep to ourselves. The economy has rebounded, and Reno is quickly becoming a hub for all things technology, arts and culture, thriving restaurants and breweries, and all of it is attracting millennials and retirees alike. The city was selected as one of the top recipients of IBM's prestigious Smarter Cities Challenge grant. We've attracted 100 new businesses to the area in the last 4 years. Our population is expected to grow 7% by 2019, and it's estimated we will add 53,000 jobs to our economy within the next 5 years. Nevada was designated as one of 6 FAA test sites for unmanned aerial systems and boasts UAS technology companies like Flirty and Nevada Dynamics. Governor Brian Sandoval estimates that the 10 million square foot Tesla Gigafactory will lead to $100 billion in economic benefit over the next 2 decades. And EDON estimates that the data center company Switch will have an economic impact of around $46 billion on the region.
Being in the data center industry, geography really is everything, which is the reason that we've constructed something called the Super Loop. It's a fiber ring from Las Vegas to Reno, Reno to the Bay Area to LA, and LA back to Vegas. It's making Nevada the most connected state in the country. On a day-to-day basis, when we're looking for our workforce, we have to be able to work with the entire education system. We were able to create the curriculum that we need for our workforce, put it in place in under 12 months, and have students be workforce ready when we opened on day 1.
Now you can see why companies like Tesla, Switch, Apple, and Amazon are all building and investing right here in Northern Nevada. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of the biggest little city. We're certainly proud of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the selfie-taking, Tesla-embracing, tech-savvy, stereotype-busting Mayor of Reno, Hillary Schieve.
Wow, what a tremendous crowd. This is incredible. Thank you so much for being here. This truly means a lot. And thank you to Marilee Mora. You are truly an inspiration and the official rock star of the airport. Give her a huge round of applause. And a big thank you to the high-flying team here at Reno Tahoe International and Reno State Airports. Give them a huge round of applause. I'm so incredibly honored to host tonight's event here at Atlantic Aviation. I'd also like to offer a special thank you to Brian Colpin and Trish Tucker. You both have been amazing, absolutely amazing. This is a spectacular event, and it's all because of you. Give them a huge round of applause. It's also very exciting to see the young people here from Civil Air Patrol and Pathways to Aviation who have helped set up tonight's event. Thank you, future pilots. Speaking of young people, thanks also to tonight's musical guests. Let's give them a huge round of applause to Long Story Short. Young jazz musicians based right here in Reno. You guys are tremendous. I truly feel that the airport is the perfect place to hold our State of the City because the team here knows how to create a flight plan for success. In the past 18 months, the airport has brought back 1,300 daily seats to our community and added 14 new flights. Did you know that the Reno Tahoe International Airport welcomes 3.6 million people per year in Reno and brings in $2 billion of economic impact? $2 billion. $2 billion, amazing. The airport has assisted in economic development with innovative plans for Stead Airport and has also become a national leader in drone technology. Give them a huge round of applause. Having a little turbulence here. See, we can say that tonight. This would not be possible without the vision of the Board of Trustees from the Reno Tahoe Airport Authority. I'd like to ask Chairman Rick Murdoch and the Board of Trustees to stand for a huge round of applause. Let's talk about vision. Reno's future is bright. In November, voters took a stand to show they put education and students first by passing WC1. This measure will generate more than $700 million and provide funding to build new schools, which are desperately needed. As mayor of this city, I'm proud to be a part of a council that when looking at future growth, schools have been one of our top priorities. I look forward to working with the new school board on educational initiatives as we soar to new altitudes. Will Chairman Angie Taylor and the Washoe County School District Board of Trustees please stand for a round of applause? And now, while we're talking about schools and young people, I want to do something a little different. I'd like to invite Victor Medina to come up on stage. Victor is a Hug High School student with a very bright future. Just days after the tragic shooting incident at the Hug High School, the Reno Gazette-Journal published a poem from Victor, and it truly was inspiring. I'd like to ask Victor to come up on stage now. Come on out. Give this future mayor a huge round of applause. I was so touched by him, so I'm honored to have him tonight. Go get him.
Thank you, Mayor Schieve. So as she said, I am a senior at Hug High School. I'm also very glad to say that I am regimental commander. I am in charge of the largest JROTC unit in the state of Nevada, 300 strong, so very proud to say that. So like she said, I will be presenting today a speech that I wrote for my AP English class. My teacher tasked me with creating a speech that would touch the hearts of my generation. And I felt it very appropriate to create a speech that was very specific to one issue that I think is a start to something great. And I think if we can accomplish this issue and take it down, we could accomplish many, many great things. If you were asked to define life, what would you say? Today you can ask Google, and it states, the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including capacity for growth, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. If you had the ability to ask Eleanor Roosevelt, she would say, the purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, and reach eagerly to each endeavor without fear for newer experience. Which of the two do you prefer? I believe that each life has the potential and right to soar high in the sky like a kite with no anchor. I task you as young, brilliant individuals to reach a higher form of life, to make the best of the gift we call the present, and to live to the fullest, laugh, and love the way humanity should. Yet, we're stagnant. We're attracted to selling ourselves short, low-balling our goals like metals to magnets. We are okay with kind of wanting to succeed, kind of putting in effort, kind of being nice, and from my understanding, this means that we will kind of live. What is the point of this low effort you give? We spend more effort deciding which party to go to every weekend, who to roast on Facebook and Twitter, or how to publicly humiliate each other, all for the sake of a like or a retweet. Have we really become this society? This bitter, rude, illogical generation that takes the definition of indecency to a new level. Each battle has its own levels, but in our situation, are we the serpent that feeds Adam and Eve from the tree? We must address this issue not from the root, but from the seed. We were raised this way, watching shows where the cue to laugh was an insult. And we praise shows like Yo Mama and absorb the bright idea that a magazine of insults to shoot at nameless faces was okay. And now it became appropriate to say, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? I myself am guilty, not for taking these actions, but for being a bystander. If you are not part of the solution, you are therefore part of the problem. I task my bystanders to become involved, to put an end to this virus. We will create a generation where there is no tolerance for such words, because there are those who are bulletproof to such terms. But there are also those who feel that school and online are hunting season and they are just birds. Help each other. I do not ask for the daily choir singing Kumbaya. I ask for some humanity. And if we live our lives in this insanity that maybe someday we'll change, maybe someday we'll be kind, then to be sane is a curse. And to those birds, do not go gentle into that good night, for you only need to elevate your mind to where the barrages of bullets and insults do not dare climb. To the shooter of insults, killer of dreams, murderer of self-esteem, are you paid to be rude? Taking these inhumane actions, do you feel dominant? It is the year 2017 and the idea of dominance is obsolete. That ideology is no more useful than flies on your meat. We are not paid to be rude, so might as well be nice. It is easier to have respect in life. Your jokes are not funny. All they are is cruel. The world does not see a mind. All it sees is a fool. Let us move away from this negative lifestyle. There are more issues we need to work on, but we must begin by breeding positivity into the world instead of making matters worse. When you join the battle, do not fear, for I am with you. Isaiah 41:10. In order to create a kind, positive life, we must learn to be kind and positive towards each other first. The only actions holding us back and chaining us from our stagnant state of being are those as stated. Now that the issue has been brought to hand, where are we going as a generation? And what will be our footprint on this earth? It is not the years in our life, but the life in our years that most counts. Adelaide Stevenson. Will we fall subject to our own sins, or will we craft a better world for ourselves and the generation to come? Thank you. As Mayor Schieve stated, Reno is a wonderful place, and I am very proud to be here battle-born. But the only thing that I request from you as great individuals, citizens of Reno, is to pass this message forward in your work life, whether you're talking to your kids, tucking them into bed, teachers, teaching every day, and in your everyday life, carry this message with you. This is something that we must address, and if we change, I promise you, Reno will achieve great things. Thank you.
Is he remarkable or what? Is he remarkable? Again, give him a huge round of applause for this future mayor, future president. It takes a young student to show each and every one of us what kindness is all about. Thank you again. As we begin this new year, what our great city is faced with is an opportunity to take a new approach that will lift Reno up higher than ever before. We're so fortunate to have 1,200 full-time city employees who are incredibly dedicated and passionate about moving our city forward. From public works to planning, from code enforcement to business licenses, they are the backbone of the biggest little city. As some of you may or may not have heard, unfortunately, we've hit turbulence at City Hall. From my own personal experience, I know what it's like when something on the inside goes very wrong. Many of you may or may not know that I have dreams of becoming an Olympic figure skater, but kidney disease threatened my life. And thanks to my loving mother, my incredible sister who donated her kidney to me, saved my life and put me on a new path. I hung up my skates, but not my competitive spirit. I took that passion for competition and rechanneled it into other endeavors. And that is what our city must do now. When things get tough, you must take decisive action. It may hurt at first, but it's an opportunity to take a new approach. Our city will be bringing in new vibrant leadership and fostering a new culture to lift Reno up for years to come. We're looking for an innovative leader who will bring in a new culture to our city that, like these jets around us, will help our city take off and rise with new accomplishments. That's why, with the public's help, we are near completion on a search for a new city manager. Speaking of community input, we've gathered a lot of it in the past few years. From our neighborhood advisory boards to our community at large, we've heard one thing loud and clear: a thriving downtown is important to all of us. I truly believe that every great city needs a great downtown. Our vision for downtown includes restoring and finding tenants for blighted buildings, helping our homeless citizens, and attracting new art and entertainment. One of our crowning achievements in 2016 was the transformation of the city's most recognizable eyesore, a blighted building that sat vacant for 30 years, and you all know it, formerly known as the King's Inn. Today, it is home to the hip 3rd Street Flats, where millennials and tech meet. I'd like to recognize Chichi Bengochia of Bentar Development, who unfortunately could not be with us tonight, but he is what I call a true blight buster. Give him a round of applause. When I think about downtown today, what comes to mind is the symbolism of our new bridge, which connects our colorful past with our bright future. Now citizens and visitors can experience the new river access from City Plaza while enjoying the Believe sign and works of art along the river. Today's Virginia Street Bridge is where history and progress meet. The Blight Fund initiative is also fueling really big change downtown. So far, we've invested $378,000 of Blight Fund to address a broad range of issues, from graffiti to condemned buildings to trash along the river. The biggest little city deserves these big improvements, and we are planning on lifting up Reno even more. Included in these efforts are $225,000 will be used to expand neighborhood and river cleanups, distribute graffiti kits, and purchase solar-powered trash cans. $250,000 will be used by code enforcement for the demolition of condemned properties and the cleanup of public and private properties throughout Reno. $250,000 will be dedicated specifically to cleaning up blight in downtown. In the past year, we demolished 2 vacant motels on North Virginia Street. $275,000 will eventually fund neighborhood renewal grants. Homeowners in qualified areas will be able to apply for a grant to help improve their neighborhood. At this time, I'd like to recognize Ward 3 Reno City Council member Oscar Delgado for his great work spearheading the Blight Initiative. Now let's hear Oscar.
I believe in healthy communities. I'm proud of a few things that we did this year, like fighting blight, re-engaging our community, rebuilding some of our parks, and of course making sure that the community was engaged throughout the entire process. proud of Huff Acre Park, where we're able to work with other organizations in our community, like Microsoft, where they gave us $10,000 to help with some of the maintenance that we need to do there. I'm proud of Pat Baker Park, because that was truly an opportunity to work with the community to give them what they wanted. I heard their concerns and we're able to provide safe equipment, sidewalks, fences, and even a water feature for the kids to be able to enjoy throughout the summer. I'm proud that we were able to work with the Community Health Alliance to donate EpiPens to those in need. At our community cleanups, we were able to help seniors, help families that didn't have the transportation they needed, which really helped the entire community to lift each other up, to feel prideful of the communities in the neighborhoods. I believe in Reno because we're not just a city, we're a community of nonprofits, volunteers, citizens that truly care about everyone's needs. Our hope is to make sure that we support everyone to live to the potential that we all know that we can. I will lift Reno up by making sure that we reach out to the community.
Thank you, Oscar. Please stand along with any Ward 3 NAB members that are here tonight. Stand up. We're so proud of you. We can't lift Reno up if we don't extend our hands to those in need. That's why we're putting more money and resources into our Community Assistance Center and homeless shelters. Last year, your City Council approved investing more than $735,000 into our homeless shelters. A new funding formula approved by the Transitional Governing Board increased funding for homeless services in our community by 48%. Thank you to our regional partners who have collaborated with us on this important cause: Washoe County, the City of Sparks, and Volunteers of America. At this time, I'd like to recognize Pat Cashell for your incredible work with Volunteers of America. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us tonight because he's doing more incredible work in Oregon, so give him a round of applause. We want him to know we're thinking of him. Our homeless population needs more than money to change their lives. They need opportunity like the Reno Works program that recruits individuals residing in our homeless shelters to provide life skills and education, full-time employment assistance, and intense case management support. The City of Reno has allocated $160,000 to this program over the last 2 years. Next month, we will celebrate our 5th Reno Works graduating class. At this time, I'd like to recognize Vice Mayor and Ward 5 Reno City Council member Naoma Jardin for her work to spearhead this initiative.
I believe in coming up with real solutions for homelessness. Some of the things that I'm really proud of in Ward 5 is seeing the Somerset Fire Station, Station 19, reopened. That fire station was browned out for quite some time, so the residents of Somerset are certainly very thrilled to see that station open. You know, we've increased safety personnel, whether it be fire or police, across the city, and that's really exciting for us. And we have rolled out paramedic response in our community, which is just another added layer of safety response that we can have here in our community. One of the biggest accomplishments, though, that I can point to in Ward 5 is the Reno Works program. Reno Works has truly transformed the lives of many in our community while improving our community at the same time. Reno Works is a 10-week work program where we take individuals from the homeless shelter. We provide them with work cleaning up the river corridor, cleaning up our downtown, maybe painting public facilities. They learn life skills training during that 10-week program. And at the end of it, they have secured full-time employment and they have moved out of the shelter. So the Reno Works program is truly an accomplishment, not just for Ward 5. This is an accomplishment for the entire community. You know, something that we've really focused on this year in Ward 5 is increasing our relationship with the university and making sure we can continue to connect the university to our downtown, to midtown and beyond. I was certainly very excited to see, boarded up motels that had sat for 8 years, to see that blight removed and see art blossom in its place. It really is a first step in a transformation of downtown. You know, in 2016, we had some 6,000 people that participated in our Reimagine Reno survey. We had hundreds of community meetings where we gathered public input on what they wanted to see, what they didn't want to see. And 2017 will move from the planning stage and the consultant stage and the data collection stage into the doing stage. And I'm incredibly excited about that, and you should be too. So put your tray tables up and your seats in their upright position, because we're about to take off. I lift Reno up by helping those in need in our community.
Thank you, Naoma. Please stand along with any Ward 5 members that are here tonight. Give her a round of applause. When we talk about lifting Reno up, you can't get more uplifting than High Sierra Industries. Since September 2014, Reno has partnered with High Sierra Industries on the Walk and Clean Downtown Ambassadors Work Program. We must expand on this success and continue to make this a partnership a priority. We've put $100,000 into this program, which provides job training to the disabled community while beautifying our downtown. LaVon Brooks, will you and your downtown ambassadors please stand for a round of applause? I've also enlisted the help of a working group called Operation Downtown. This group is made up of business owners, developers, City of Reno staff, and others who want downtown Reno to rise. But in order to do so, we need more affordable housing options. That's why Operation Downtown and the City of Reno held an affordable workshop to identify ways Reno can take action. We're looking for ways to incentivize more affordable housing projects by partnering with private and public partnerships, such as building affordable housing projects on city-owned land. One affordable housing project that the City of Reno is particularly proud of is the Vintage at the Crossings by Dane Hilliard. We look forward to more of his incredible housing projects to come. At this time, I'd like to thank Dane Hilliard and Ken Crater, Chair of Operation Downtown, and all the members who are here tonight. Please stand for a round of applause. I think a quote from a recent Bloomberg story sums up the state of our city. Reno has clawed its way back from the recession, embracing tech and the arts alike, as the city sheds its image as a second-tier destination for gamblers and visitors to Lake Tahoe. While we are still recovering from the recession, our council remains committed to fiscal stability. For one, the city's total debt has decreased by more than $150 million, and our fund balance totals more than $19 million under the leadership of this city council. Now that is what I call progress. Speaking of progress, the City of Reno launched the Relief Reno program meant to preserve Reno's tree canopy. At this time, I'd like to recognize Ward 2 Reno City Council member Naomi Dewar, who spearheaded this initiative.
I believe in Reno's arts and culture. A big focus this year for Ward 2 has been Virginia Lake Park. We have increased the water clarity by 4 feet. We have increased pedestrian safety. We've brought art to the lake, soon to be installed. And finally, we've focused on increasing and improving the dog park. Saving and enhancing trees throughout Reno has been a real focus of Ward 2 and the Urban Forestry Commission. We adopted an Urban Forestry Commission plan this year to double our trees throughout the city. We started this project, Relief Reno, on Arbor Day by planting a very important tree in Veterans Park, right near downtown Reno. And we've continued it by planting trees along our byways, our right-of-ways, and importantly, in our parks. An example is Comstock Park down in South Meadows, where 70 individuals came out to help us reach our goals. Lots of trees were planted that day. This has been a big year for arts and culture in Reno. Art's the way that we connect our community and our community spaces and actually enhance our growth and economy in Reno. This year, we focused on a variety of projects, including the Believe sculpture, which we embraced and adopted as the icon of our city plaza. We also moved on then to a sculpture park where we worked with a community group, the Rotary, to put in 6 brand new sculptures along the river. Finally, we brought in the Playa Art Park, where we were actually marrying ourselves up with Burning Man. Art and culture is a real vehicle for the city of Reno. One of the great things that we've seen has been engagement from the community. They have gotten in there, rolled up their sleeves, and really helped us develop safer highways for pedestrians, for bicyclists, all in all to make our community a better place to live. I lift Reno up by believing in her people and what they stand for.
Thank you, Naomi. Please stand along with any Ward 2 NAB members that are here tonight. Oh, there you are. As our city improves, we don't want to just grow bigger, we want to grow better. And being a great place to live starts with a feeling of safety and security. Our focus is not just on downtown. We want to improve the quality of life in every neighborhood. Our police, fire, and public works are the front line of our city that touch every neighborhood. The Reno Police Department is a nationally recognized model for community policing. I'm proud to say that under Reno Police Chief Jason Soto, they have continued to impress. Last year, the police department graduated 30 new police officers, of which 19 were newly funded positions authorized by the City Council. With the recent population growth and increased calls for service, we will continue to prioritize the funding of additional officers in our upcoming budget. Our police department is also building bridges with our community. To improve the safety of downtown, we've implemented the Downtown Walking Team. The City Council approved the deployment of 5 additional police officers in the downtown core. This is an opportunity for our police department to further engage in community policing. The officers meet with business owners, residents, and visitors on a daily basis to build strong relationships throughout the community. Please join me in recognizing Reno Police Chief Jason Soto for his outstanding leadership. Speaking of safety, we must also improve driver and pedestrian safety. 2016 was a very deadly and difficult year, particularly for pedestrians in our city. That's why we're planning a community workshop to dive into this issue more deeply. As we work with zero fatalities, pedestrian safety has to be seen as a top priority throughout this city. Our newly adopted Pedestrian Safety Action Plan will assist. We will also be asking our community to get involved and be part of the solution. If we can begin to shift the culture toward a more pedestrian-friendly mindset, together we will be able to stop these senseless tragedies. 2016 was a landmark year for our Reno Fire Department. We added 31 new firefighters and have 50 paramedics trained in advanced life support. This has allowed us to expand service and open 2 formerly browned-out stations, Fire Station 7 on Skyline and Fire Station 19 in Somerset. All 14 Reno fire stations are now open and are protecting our community. This has been one of my biggest priorities since taking office. Please join me in recognizing the great work of Reno Fire Chief Dave Cochran. Another important partnership is the one we've established with REMSA to expand on our public safety. We've accomplished so much over the past year together, and I'm proud that the mutual aid agreement was signed in September 2016, providing a joint collaboration of life-saving services to our citizens. We look forward to opportunities to further strengthen that partnership. Without strong regional collaboration, we couldn't be successful. This month's flood event was yet another example of our region's focus on teamwork. Our hearts and thoughts go out to those who have been affected and are still going through a very difficult time as a result of flooding. Many cities and communities in Washoe County and northern Nevada were devastated, but we banded together and we couldn't have gotten through this without each other's assistance. I'd like to thank Governor Brian Sandoval, the Red Cross, the Washoe County Commissioners, Sparks City Council, and my fellow City Council members for their support throughout this event. Community volunteers also played an important role, and we thank them for their acts of kindness and dedication. Thank you to all of the men and women who were on the front lines. I see many of you here tonight, and I would ask that you please stand up so we can recognize your hard work. Please give them a huge round of applause. Now I'd like to recognize Ward 4 Reno City Council member Paul McKenzie for his great work to ensure a safer Reno. Let's view Paul's video.
I believe in Reno because of the clean and safe neighborhoods we're creating. I think some of the great things in Ward 4 that we've done is we've addressed the growth in that area, one of the fastest growing areas of the city. I think the Ward 4 community cleanup was a great day. It gave the neighborhood an opportunity not only to get rid of things that they didn't need, but to gather a little pride in their neighborhood and probably get a chance to know some of the city people that work for them every day and see the benefit of the work that those people do. On the top of all of the city council members' minds is the pedestrian safety, and the police department and public works department are working together to create a three-pronged approach to addressing that: education, enforcement, and engineering. So one of the first things this council did to improve community involvement was reinstituting the NABs, get community input and participation in the growth of the city. And they've been a valuable part of the development process, as well as the work that we've done on the master plan. The community's been involved in planning the future of the city. It isn't just the council that's planning it. The community involvement's been great, and it's moving us towards a city that we all want to see, not just a few. I'd lift Reno up through managed growth.
Thank you, Paul, and please stand along with any Ward 4 NAB members who are here tonight. Ward 4 NAB members, I've seen a few of you here, so don't be shy. Stand up. Give them a round of applause. Last year, the Urban Land Institute conducted a Virginia Street corridor study and recommended several infrastructure improvements to beautify our main street that runs through our city. Just south of downtown, our growing Midtown area continues to gain national recognition to lift Reno up. The merchants continue to play a key role in the development of Midtown. Thank you to all the Midtown business owners and residents who believed in Midtown when no one else did. At this time, I'd like to ask any Midtown business owners in the audience to please stand. And thank you to Paul Doji, Chair of Midtown Merchants Association. Please stand. I've seen many Midtown business owners here tonight. I'm extremely excited to say the same story of transformation is now in the early stages for Park Lane, Midtown's neighbor. Soon the site will no longer be home to asphalt, seagulls, and fences. After 20 years of sitting vacant, Park Lane will blossom into a vibrant mixed-use project featuring shops, restaurants, and housing. At this time, I'd like to recognize Chip Bowlby, owner and managing partner for Reno Land, who is revitalizing Park Lane. Thousands in our community have given input to the new master plan, which we plan to adopt this summer. The plan will be key to well-managed growth and determine what our city will look like in the next 20 years. We will focus on connecting development to future demands and making sure that we are proactive with our infrastructure investment. Key policy choices will be in the areas of employment, housing, infill redevelopment, infrastructure, and neighborhoods. At this time, I'd like to recognize Ward 1 Reno City Council member Jenny Breckus for her hard work. Let's see what Jenny has to say about lifting up Reno.
What a wonderful and exciting year. Housing affordability. I believe that Reno has a very striking opportunity at this point to be one of those cities that is able to provide a high quality of life to its residents
maintaining housing affordability, and have economic opportunity. We're really focused on what are the right transportation investment decisions. In the past, the City of Reno and our region has been a lot about transportation investments that increase capacity for cars, relieve congestion for car drivers. We're starting to think more about investment decisions that prioritize overall safety and the use of streets by all users. So in Ward 1, the Neighborhood Advisory Board has been focusing on the unique characteristics of all of our neighborhoods in terms of resiliency to changing climate conditions. We have a number of neighborhoods that are exposed to wildland fire, so resiliency in terms of being able to evacuate is very important to some of those neighborhoods. I lift Reno up by making a contribution in this leadership role I have on the council as best I can, and taking a long-term view about what's best for Reno.
Thank you, Jenny. Please stand along with any Ward 1 NAB members who are here tonight. And I've seen many of you Ward 1 NAB members. Stand up. Thank you, Jenny. We're fortunate to enjoy a great quality of life here in Reno. Our Parks, Recreation, and Community Service departments are pivotal. In addition to adopting several climate change initiatives, including the Compact of Mayors last year, the City of Reno collaborated with local residents to revitalize Pat Baker and Virginia Lake parks. We've also implemented 12 pesticide-free parks. We have also teamed up with the Rotary Club of Reno to create a sculpture garden for people to enjoy along Bicentennial Park. Safe and healthy neighborhoods are definitely a priority to this City Council. Thanks to Reno City Council member David Bobzian, a new Reno license plate that generates revenue to beautify our parks can be purchased at the DMV. I'm also excited for his dedication to the city's 150th birthday celebration. I'm elated to introduce for the first time tonight the Reno 150 logo. Let's hear from Councilman at Large David Bobzian.
I believe in an efficient and dependable business environment. We've gotten a lot done at the City of Reno in the last year, and some of the accomplishments that I'm most proud of include securing the City of Reno license plate, a great way for people to show their support for our community's parks and recreation and their pride in our city. We're continuing to lead the way on sustainability and climate action. We've got businesses here in Reno that are developing solutions to the challenges that we face of tomorrow. We adopted the One Truckee River Management Plan, providing a new way for collaboration to take place in protection of our Truckee River. With our partners at the county and the city of Sparks, we've increased funding for homeless services and made those services more effective for our neighbors without homes. We're moving forward with minor league hockey, providing a great new way to reinvigorate downtown and our downtown event center. And we've made progress with our regional One Business platform, providing a one-stop shop for business owners to deal with their licensing needs. We completed some great clean energy projects this past year, including solar heating for Idlewild Pool and cogeneration and energy efficiency measures at our regional water reclamation facility. We're lifting Reno up with our amazing progress on our master plan effort. We've heard from people all across the city, and we've consulted with some of the best experts from around the country as to how we can make Reno a better place. I believe that we lift Reno up by bringing people together to find solutions to the challenges that we face.
Thank you, David. Please stand for a round of applause. "2016 was a big year for Reno in retail. The historic downtown U.S. Post Office building featuring West Elm has put a new stamp on downtown redevelopment. The basement will floor you with its eclectic mix of businesses. I'd like to recognize developer Bernie Carter, manager Tiana Appel from West Elm, and designer Brianna Bolentini for their first-class work on the post office building. Give them a round of applause. In addition, brothers Brian and Patty Egan recently opened the new Patagonia store in the historic Hudson building. West Elm and Patagonia are the first major retailers to move into downtown in decades. When we talk about key players downtown, El Dorado Resorts dealt our visitors a great hand when they announced they plan to invest more than $50 million in their 3 iconic casino properties. And speaking of home runs, we have really scored big in sports this year. Professional sports have never been more evident in the city of Reno. With the addition of the Reno Puck Club hockey team, Sacramento Kings partnership with the Reno Bighorns, and the Reno Aces partnership with Reno 1868 FC, a professional soccer team, I say let the games begin, Reno. Sports are a great draw, not only for our locals, but for our visitors. And speaking of visitors, I would like to personally thank the Reno Sparks Convention and Visitors Authority for sponsorship of tonight's event. Truly, thank you so very much. I also want to thank my fellow board member, Bob Lucy, for his great work as the RSCVA board chairman. And I'm proud to serve with you, Bob. I also want to commend Jennifer Cunningham for her leadership. She has helped take the convention authority to new heights. Last year marked a record year for most taxable room revenues in the history of the RSCVA. Please stand, Jennifer and Commissioner Bob Lucy, for a round of applause. And now we have even more exciting news. Please help me in welcoming the RSCVA's new president and CEO, Phil Malone. Where are you, Phil? There you are, right there. Moving forward, the future of tourism is bright. Hotels in Washoe County are on track for double-digit percentage increases in taxable room revenues. The RSCVA brought in 4.89 million visitors in 2016, the most since 2007. So thank you again, RSCVA, for all your amazing hard work. Incredible. I would also like to thank our partners at EDON for bringing in 1,600 new jobs and 27 new companies. EDON has been advocates for arts, culture, and education. They really are the gold star of economic development. At this time, I'd like to recognize Mike Kazmierski, CEO of EDON, and his team for their incredible work. Where are you, Mike? Many companies thriving online are calling Northern Nevada home, which includes advanced manufacturing and logistics facilities. In 2016, a record 9.6 million square feet of industrial space was leased in the Reno Sparks area alone. Our community ranks among the top 3 in the nation for manufacturing and distribution space per capita. Today, it is my honor to announce that an exciting e-commerce company called Zazzle will now open core distribution and manufacturing right here in Reno. Zazzle works with Fortune 500 companies such as Disney and Warner Brothers, just to name a few. Did you see the beautiful Believe mugs that were passed out when you walked through the door tonight? Did you see those? Proud to tell you that is the beautiful work of Zazzle. And speaking of work, they are bringing in 250 jobs to the biggest little city. I'm very excited that Zazzle is here tonight. So at this time, I'd like to ask Charles O'Leary, Bridget Smith, and Peggy Beaver to please stand. Give them a huge round of applause and a welcome to the biggest little city. Right here. In closing, we put a statue up downtown called Believe. To me, it's much more than a word, it's much more than art. It's a philosophy that everyone in Reno needs to rally around. And as someone who grew up here, I can tell you that for as long as I can remember, this community has let itself be defined by outsiders who perpetuated negative stereotypes and cliches about us. We are far past the time of letting others define us. In today's Reno, we decide our future, we decide our reputation, and we decide the legacy we will leave for future generations. But it starts with each and every one of you, including the media, taking pride in what Reno has done to recreate our city and our image. Yes, much more needs to be done, but if we believe in our citizens, believe in our city staff, believe in our city council, believe in our businesses, believe in tourism, and if we believe in our schools, then we will take Reno to a new altitude with a new attitude. This city council is going places. We have set a course for change. It's a long flight, but the City Council and I are proud to be navigating this new course. I encourage you all to get on board as we take our city to new heights in 2017. Right now, let's take a look at some of the projects that are truly taking off. Hotel, Courtyard Reno, Ranch Hera, Patagonia, West Elm, Salvation 10, affordable housing for veterans, Whipple Distillery, The Saint, The Cove, The Basement, Vintage at the Crossings, pretty remarkable stuff happening in Reno. So I just want to say thank you so much, and remember, please be kind. The sky's the limit, Reno. God bless.